Okay. I just told the internet that we're going to be here. I just ran in here. Yes. Okay, here we go. Got that. Yep. Is it uploaded? Oh, hold on. We're looking. I'm just hopping on to... That was me a second ago.
Day 2?
Because apparently I'm a technology queen now.
Yeah. That's my professional setup.
Okay, it worked. It worked. The link worked. We're here. We're working. Good morning. Good morning. Hi, Lisa. Good morning. Started knitting the shawl with the day 1 of Dreamland. You did? You already spun it? Oh, did you open it early? Did you open it early, Lisa Porch? Is that what you did? Okay, hold on. If you did, I cannot be a monstrous hypocrite. Although we have a day where we set to start these things, I myself am a purchaser of Advents, and I 100% open them all as soon as they get here. That's what I do. Good morning, everybody. Hi. Oh, hi, Giselle. Missed yesterday. Did you rewatch yesterday? It's 2 hours. When I said hold on to your butts, I meant hold on to your butts because that thing was 2 hours long. Okay, here's my issue. Here's my huge crisis this morning. Okay, so I got this mug when I went to the Manitoba Fiber Festival. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? I'm left-handed, so I want to drink it all morning like this because that's how I would hold my coffee. But then we can't see the beautiful sweater. So then I have to force myself. I don't even know how to hold a mug with my right hand. Maybe we won't even see it because I chose a lower chair for today. Because yesterday I felt like I was cutting the top of my head off, which is looking a little cut off anyway because there's just like huge work light above my head. So I'm glowing. But I don't know what, I have no idea how I could possibly solve that. Okay, hold on. Here we go. Good morning. Good morning. Melanie Allaire. Good morning. Yes, I hope I get it too. Look at everybody coming in. Robin rolling Comox this week. Oh, enjoy. It is beautiful. And it's big too. It's like a trough. It's like I can hold so much. So I fill up, I did coffee and then I did like foamy milk this morning. I have like the little whoop, like the little milk whipper and next to my coffee maker. And sometimes it makes it's like explodes a regular mug. It's just too much. But this time it worked. Hey, fellow lefty. Thank you. There's a million little ways where the world is just not built for left-handed people. And this is one of them. Now I have to drink this with my right hand all morning. I hear the dogs, which means the contractor's here. Okay. All right. So we're just giving everybody a second. That's some weird VM. Sorry. I'm sitting here. This is Big Homie is right here. And I'm just casually picking things off of Big Homie as we sit. Look at that. So we finished Shenanigans yesterday. Okay. Oh my gosh. Just go say hi to him. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm wearing a microphone and I'm yelling. We finished carting Shenanigans on Saturday. For anyone new. Oh my gosh. Whoa, wait a second. Hi, my name is Melissa and I am Melly Knits and we hand process wool. That's what we do. Well, that's not going to help anybody who's new to this channel, is it? If they're just popping in on this live. And you are here for Advent Lore 2025. And that is exciting because we spend all of the year dreaming and then about 2 months making. And then everybody gets to open them. And it's like a huge celebration and it's a big excitement. And I really love it. And I love everybody who's showing up over here on the side, everyone who's talking and having a good time. So I should probably come up with like an official welcome, shouldn't I? Instead I'm yelling at my dogs and I'm getting distracted by VM and I'm distracted by my not left-handed friendly mug. Oh my gosh. Okay. What was I saying? Oh, okay. So we made an Advent in secret. So we had made 3, sold them in October, like dreamt up 3, sold them in October, and then we began to make them. And we made all these 3 advents, and we had this huge wait list that built up. It was like 170 people by the end of this thing. I should have definitely turned it off. Definitely. But we made with this list, I knew that my wait list extras were just never going to be enough to even touch a fraction of that. So then as I was making this and I had all the other stuff, all the other tabs closed, because by the time we get to like what's on this, see this whiteboard here? That is my brain. That is the brain hamster's domain that has the schedule, the breakdown. I'm going to show you guys this on day 12. The board is king. Okay. And so once everything goes onto that board, now the tabs close inside my brain. And now I have space to open more tabs. And this shenanigans tab opened. We're going to talk about that on day 13. The hilarious bling moment I had for doing this. But anyway, essentially we made this whole other half size advent, and you can't see, but there's a bunch of them sitting right here. So yesterday, we got everything wrapped up in the little cute little bundles and everything boxed up. And today I'm going to start shipping. I'm going to go to shipping land again. That's my happy laugh. Oh, just due to the current state of everything, if I'm shipping these suckers south of the border, I have to individually line by line enter everything inside the box. So I will literally just type out the same 10-digit codes and descriptions for every single box. So this one's got like 7 things in it. So I'll just like have to manually add 7 things and then ship it, and then manually add 7 things and get all the documentation. And once I get going, I get this really good flow going, and I actually start like a stopwatch. This sounds whatever. I needed to know, okay, when I first started shipping, how exactly long was I in for? Because I didn't really know, because I hadn't, like when I was shipping the other advents. And so I started a stopwatch on my phone. I was like, 1, 2, 3, go. And then I'm typing and I'm uploading the Kuzma forms and I'm doing all the things and I'm getting everything, blah, blah, blah. And then I stopped and I looked at the time and I was like, 6 minutes and 45 seconds. And then I times that by how many I have to ship. And then now I'm that meme of that woman, with the strings and the gimp face. And then I'm like, okay, so if I don't take any breaks, it's going to take me like 10 and a half hours of just sitting in front of the computer typing in codes. So then, but as I got going, I got that number down to 4 minutes and like 38 seconds. Are these the fun facts you guys are here for? You join lore. So I can tell you that I put stopwatches on when I'm shipping, and then I'm like, okay, that's better. That's like 8 hours or whatever it was. So anyway, I know that I've got this with shipping today. I'm probably instilling a ton of confidence in you guys as I'm highly distracted by VM and mugs and dogs are barking and whatever else. But hey, you know what? We got this. We got this. Okay. Good morning. I think we're here. I think we're all here. I think we're going to get going on day 2 of Advent lore. Oh, look at this. I love timing things that don't necessarily need timing. I just had to know. I had to know what I was in for, right? And so, okay, if I've got this like marathon of shipping to get through, then so be it. But then I need to appropriately choose my pants. Do you know what I'm saying? Once I know it's like an 8-hour journey, I need to have the right setting. I actually moved a table downstairs into my living room next to the fireplace, facing a wall with nothing on it. I brought all my label printers down. I did all of this stuff, and I kind of set myself up into a place where I could just like think, and the time just went by. And Aaron came down every hour, almost on the hour, with this like massage gun and just got me right between the shoulder blades. And I just powered through. We just got that done. So, oh, thank you for you're welcome. I had so many snacks. I want you to know. Also, is Sadie here this morning? Oh my gosh. Okay. So Sadie from Sadie's Spinning Creations on Instagram, she sent me, do we call it coffee or Ko-Fi? The Ko-Fi. It's that like place where you can go like leave a tip for like a person. So she bought me a coffee on Ko-Fi this morning. Coffee on coffee or Ko-Fi. It looks like Ko-Fi with the K-O, whatever. She buys me a coffee this morning. And I told her that I was going to use it to buy a bag of those piggy gummies that I'm obsessed with. They're like these like pigs. And someone sent me some from the UK one time, like Percy pigs or something. But I got these ones at this Dutch store this summer when me and Aaron were traveling to Ucluelet and staying in the Earth House. And I had done some videos from the Earth House, and I had these piggies, these gummy piggies from the Dutch store. Oh, they're so good. Anyway, I can get them on Amazon, but they're like super expensive. So I don't. Anyway, I said I was going to get this thing of piggies, but I guess I said piggy pizzles. I typed it fast instead of piggy gummies. It changed it. So now it looks like I'm telling her I'm going to buy a whole bunch of pig wieners and eat them. Whoops! And I don't know how to edit a coffee comment, so I just left it. Okay, someone says you say it coffee. Thank you. So I've been saying it stupid this whole entire time. Anyway, that was my little moment this morning where my typo said pizzles instead of gummies. How did that happen? Okay. Oh my gosh, enough. I must carry on. We are going to begin. Are you ready? No piggy pizzles for me. All right, we are going to start this sucker off with a little delightful this morning. So yesterday we began with Dreamland. We're just going to change it up. We're going to switch it up. It's going to be great. This morning we're going to start with delightful, reminding you of our mood board, of our gooey slug, of our cute little adventure bug in the corner. Can't wait for you guys to see what that's all about. This morning does not come with a treasure. So delightful is the advent where we have 6 fine wool fleece. Day 1 on natural, day 2 le juge. And we're going to look at the juge today. So on those days don't come with treasures. So we're just going to open a wool with a specialty item reminder of how beautiful this bag is. Yes. The details on this are in the lore video day 1, which Aaron, my husband, sat because he's homesick. So he sat yesterday in bed and he did all the timestamps for yesterday's video. So if you want to know, you want to be reminded of I didn't do links. I didn't put like everybody's web addresses or stuff in because it's right here, right? Like when I talk about them. So it's click on the bag and then their name's going to come up with their web address. I guess I could go back and do all the links. That's a later job. That's a tomorrow Melissa job. Okay, here we go. Day 2. Day 2 of delightful with the cute little pine coney. And let's see what we have, shall we? I don't know why that felt seductive. I need to stop. I need a hard reset. Okay, ready? Let's go for day 2. Here is what we have. Oh, it looks just like day 1. Well, yeah, that's the point. Because they should be little ply buddies. And Melly doesn't love a barber pole. Okay, so there it is. There's day 2. You guys ready to find out what's in this luscious baby? In day 2, we have taken the Cormo from day 1. The off-character Cormo that we talked about. The beautiful, surprisingly Cormo. And we added 20% Bison down. That's what we have added. So this is a whole talking point. Okay. I want to first highlight for you. You know what I should have brought over was my spindle. I have 2 wool room spindles, and every time I make something, I just stop and give it a little spinny dinny and make sure I love it. And I spun samples for all of these. I could have shown, whatever. You guys are going to spin them. I want you to notice this. Right? Like it's ever so slightly, can you guys tell on the screen? It's like ever so slightly, just like a hair of a shade browner. Would you guys say? Would you say that's accurate? This one's maybe pulling a little more warmth than that one. But like, come on. How perfect is that? So one of these is pure and one of these has 20% bison in it. And like, oh, this is the bison hand. I'm going to put this back. I mean, like you can feel it, but we got to talk about this. Because when I was planning to do bison, I ordered some from this place called O Canada Bison Wool Corp, and they are in Alberta. And what's his name? Nathaniel. I think it's Nathan. I don't know how much that matters. I'm going to just check real quick because I've got their website open. His name is Nathaniel. Okay, so Nathaniel has an entire herd. He has a herd of bison, and he has like 1,500 bison or something like that in Alberta. Sorry, I dropped the lock and I had to pick it up with my toes. He has a 1,500 bison, and he has this like insane machinery. He's one of like 3 people in North America that has this, and it's like a large scale fiber separator. So they do, and you can go to their Instagram, which should be right here. And if you scroll kind of more down to the beginning of their Instagram, they do a lot of promotion for like their socks and like all that kind of stuff, which I also ordered because I needed to try them. They were great. But if you go down to kind of to the beginning and you watch some of their earlier reels, you'll actually see this equipment. It's like, it takes up like a huge like warehouse. And he says, obviously, if you're feeding it, you know, you're losing more than half. Like you have to feed a ton of this bison to the machinery in order to get out this cloud product. So they have 2 products. They have one called cloud and they have one called felt. So the felt is, I guess, shorter and you would buy it for felting. And the cloud would be the longest length they can get off the bison that you would then use for spinning and, you know, in my case, blending. So I reached out to Nathaniel and I'm like, hey, I need like a pound or 2 pounds, or like I need like a lot, right? Because I'm going to be doing this big blending project. And he was so sweet because he was like, well, can you call me? Because I think that like, I just want to make sure you know what you're getting because it's expensive. It's like $40 an ounce for this stuff, right? So, which I was totally expecting because I'm a Kiviat buyer or whatever else. So an ounce, by the way, for my Canadians is about 28 grams. So it's $40 for 28 grams of this stuff. So he was so sweet. And I called him and he was like, can you tell me more about like what you're doing? And because like a pound is like a lot, like this is like, you know, a lot of money. And I'm like, totally, I get it. Yes. And yes, I want a pound. But I love that he kind of called and checked with me. Like when because I went to go order it off his site and wouldn't let me order a pound. And so he was really sweet. And so we actually got to talking, we were texting, and I ended up getting like a couple of things from them and off of their site. And I got like their Bison lip balm because I love me a Bison lip balm. And I got some socks for Aaron, and I got this big quantity of the Bison down, which I'm going to show you. This is what I have left is in this bag, and I want to show you guys what this looks like. And then we got to talk about blending this because this is the whole point of lore, is it not? Is it not? Okay, that is Bison down. So this has been through his insane equipment. Also, you guys would love their vibe in regards to like community and agriculture and everything else. Go check out their site. Super cute. Okay, so here it is. It's like this. Oh, I dropped all the bison. Okay. And I'm going to show you. I'm going to get out of here. It's like, this is the long stuff. So it's actually funny when I received it. I texted Nathaniel and I'm like, can I confirm that I got the cloud and not the felt? And he was like, yeah, I sent you that. He goes, I pulled it out of the machine myself. Like they just freshly did this. He goes, you got the cloud. I'm like, okay. But it was like, this is it. Look at this. Boop. It's just like this little short downy business. Like that is like, it's very corkscrew. It's very, it's short, it's corkscrew, and it's super soft. Okay. Like it's very, very soft. It's a really pretty color too. I love that. How are we seeing? Do we see better if I do the stupid hand thing? Do I do the stupid hand thing? Is it necessary? Juliana Anderson, FYI, there's beautiful bison fiber in South Dakota. I can get the info in just a couple of minutes. Oh, that's sweet. Okay. Yeah. He said there's 3 people that kind of have the equipment that he has in North America. I think is what he said, 3 people. And he's like the only guy in Canada. So I thought that was pretty special. Okay, so there it is. There's the bison down. And it's got a grip to it, all right? Because you can even see this, how it's kind of, as I'm baby mini drafting it out, it's like staying together. You see. So it's got this grip. I haven't actually tried spinning it on its own. I have no idea how that would go. I've never spun anything like this all on its own. I have a feeling though, because I've spun other kind of those undercoaty down fibers on their own, And I feel like this, I'm trying to think, you know what, I'm going to have to just try, because I've spun like Kiviot all on its own, and I've spun cashmere all on its own. And I feel like this would probably be easier just drafting it in my hands. It's got like this grippy factor to it. But I still, when I received this, was like, ooh, which fleece can take it? Who can handle this? Because the fleece that I choose for Delightful are all fine wool fleeces. And in general, these fine wool fleeces don't have that, like, whatever that factor is. This has been a huge discussion over at Woolen Spinning. So if anyone has heard of Rachel Smith from Woolen Spinning, her community has been really discussing sort of like what they're calling porosity in wool. And they've got this whole discussion on it. You can go find it. You can easily go find it. And they've been discussing porosity, okay? And I have been involved in this discussion because I took this cotton journey. I don't know if you guys remember when I started doing like those cotton bats, maybe what was it, like a year and a half ago? And when I first ordered cotton from Cotton Man in the States, North Carolina, I needed to know what to blend it with. And so right away, and there's not really like anything available online. I'm also not really that kind of a person. I'm kind of like let's experiment, see what works. Let's just, throw it at the walls and see what sticks kind of business. And so as I was doing all my blend experiments for cotton, there were certain fleeces that were up the cotton, and there were certain fleeces that it was like just, they were not jiving. It wasn't like the worst, but it also wasn't as good as these other fleeces were doing it. And then fast forward to a few months later, and Rachel Smith from Woolen Spinning and I are talking, and she's going on to a cotton journey because she's doing some teaching on it. And I'm like, hey, I've just been on this cotton journey all spring, and here's what I figured out. And I was telling her, and because she's more teachy and educatey, I said, just come over, because I don't know how to describe what's going on with these fleece and how and why these ones are more slurpy than these ones, but I can let you touch them and I can say, okay, this one slurp, and this one don't slurp. So she came over, and then that she went off on the porosity thing with her community, and now they have gone like, woo, like way like subterranean deep dive. Like they are like way into this conversation. So if you are interested in nerding out to that level, that's who you have to go and talk to. Go look at. We just did a whole like Woolen Spinning Radio episode on it too. I'll put her link in the notes, because I could have put them here, but I didn't know I was going to talk about this, so I didn't pre-plan for that. Okay, so anyway, now we're back to Delightful, and I got this. I have this one. I would consider this to be like a soft weirdo, like an intro to weirdos. Delightful is known for having some whacked out weirdos that go into the wools, right? Like we've blended crazy things, like the first year with the possum, and everybody was kind of flipping out because it was like borderline gross. Not gross as in it was dirty. It was just odd. We'd have these tufts of possum going by. I loved that day. I have a lore video on it called Nature's Chaos. It thrilled me. If you want to go back to that episode, is 2023's lore. Anyway, so we've done Wallaby. We did that one last year. What else did we do last year that was odd? I can't even remember, but we had some weirdos. So this year I had super rare. I have a super rare one coming up. And then I had two. This is my intro weirdo. And I have like a true honest weirdo. And where do these go? So one of the things is, once we wash the fleece and I have my color story. I'm choosing fleece based on this color story that I want to tell, right? That's going to be told in your knit. That's going to be told in your spin. And then I get in these, I'm choosing these exotics, and sometimes they're choosing me. Sometimes I'm coming across things where people will DM me and be like, Melly, I found this fiber donkey or something like that. I'm like, whoa. So like but I got to make pairings. And it was actually interesting when we get to this day, when I talk about it, is one of the rare fibers I have this year. I actually bought it for last year's Delightful, and then I couldn't use it because it just didn't tell the right color story. I will be that specific. So I just shelved it and knew this year it would work. So like I have a variety of things I can pick from and choose from. And then this year, this one just happened to be so absolutely, completely perfect. Oh, dog hair and mink. That's right. Sorry. The comments in the live chat are telling me that my weirdos last year I had dog hair at Samoyed and I had mink. That's right. Okay. Anyway, thank you. Thank you, team. Go team. So with this one, this just happened to be perfect. Like this guy wasn't getting shelved because it was so well suited. Here it is next to the Cormo. And knowing that I'm also trying to make pairings. Okay, so this is why this worked out so perfectly. This fleece has that slurp. A typical Cormo wouldn't. It wouldn't. Something about this one, this mischievous Cormo that's doing its own kind of unique thing was absolute. And then also happened to perfect color match. Like this one was a squeal. We squealed. Okay. This came out. This was like one of those moments where like the stars align in Melly Knits land. And I'm just like, yes, because that's a part of the challenge. Like even just telling you about how I shelved a weirdo last year, even though it was so cool, because it just would have screwed up the color. You know what I mean? And so when I get a good unique fiber, and it also matches wool, and then this wool also has the ability to take it. Because that's another thing you got to think about is, okay, I need my colors to match and I want to find these unique fibers, but it has to still be a great spin. And so if these had been the perfect color, but this had been a typical Cormo and really wouldn't have handled this, I couldn't have used it. Do you know what I'm saying? And maybe I'm washing a different fleece, or maybe I'm whatever. There's all these considerations to when I'm coming up with who's going to go with who's playing with who. And so even when I tell you guys, like yesterday's video, I said I already have 3 fleeces here for next year's Delightful. I do. I have an advent shelf in the garage where the ones that I'm like, ooh, special. And I've already got 2 of the specialties on the way. They're not here yet, but they have been ordered. And because they're hard to get. So I really need to like get ahead of this thing. But they might all show up. I might have made all these plans this far in advance and then nothing works. Like what if they come together and I get that fiber I've just been waiting for a year for this person to like collect enough or produce enough. And then I get it with the fleece and I'm like, this is a disaster. It's a disaster. Then I can't use it because sometimes they just don't mesh. So that's always a really interesting part about putting these sets together, and why this was like scissors gliding on paper. This one was like someone bringing you a hot foamy coffee while you're in bed in your pink house coat. This one was, oh, hi, honey. I cleaned the bathtub for you and I filled it and I lit a candle and you should really go in there and rest for a while. That's how this felt. This was all my good and favorite things that this just came together so perfectly. Okay. So the slurp factor. Oh, I'm applying them now and it's amazing. Good. So happy for you. Oh, I want to see. I can't wait to see. Laura, I want to see. Okay. So this was stunning how this one came together. I couldn't have been happier. Nothing was forced because I was a little curious when I first did my first sample and I put it through the homie, because there is almost in the Cormo itself, there is almost it's not texture. It's just kind of lively. It's not laying flat. It's not got this like smooth, we talked about that yesterday. I was talking about the lock, that kind of like, it's got a bit of a grip factor to it. And so I was like, okay, so already this has a bit of a liveliness. It's going to look homey in the spin. It's going to look very like fireside is how I would describe it. That's why we went with that kind of home on the hillside. And today we went with home on the range, because we're staying in that homey vibe, but now we've added a range creature. See what I did there? Do you see what I did? Do you see what I did? Yeah. The naming is very important to me. Anyway, so home on the range is what we called this day. We took our home on the hillside and we added some range to it. So I was a little concerned when I was first, I had question marks. I had a lot of question marks over how this Bison would blend. I have great carders for it, because we have got some really efficient, really fine Carter cloth carders. So I was like, okay, so, I have never yet met a fiber that my carders can't blend. Actually, they kind of hate Gotland, but other than that, I mean, like of the difficult stuff. And sometimes outside of having a fur drum, people can have a really difficult time getting certain things to blend out smooth. So I was like, okay, well, let's throw some Bison at it and let's see what happens. This short, hilarious thing. What if it does a thing? What if it does a chunk? What if it textures up or neps or pills? I don't know. So I went real slow. Like I'm talking, I had Big Homie on 15, like slow, 0 to 100. He generally operates between 30 and 50, depending on what we're doing. I went 15 and I was just feeding the Cormo, feeding the Bison, feeding the Cormo, feeding the Bison. I took that first pass off. I'm like, don't look at it yet. Because I remembered what the first pass of just the Cormo looked like. And it was one of those ones where like, oh, I hope you're good on the second pass. Second pass was beauty. Second pass was a beauty. Third pass is because we're showing off. Do you know what I'm saying? So this was like, so I pulled off the second pass and I remember stopping and being like, okay, I put the Bison in here, right? It's in here because it completely, totally disappeared into the blend. It just, I'm like, where did it go? It's indistinguishable. I can't find it. Any of you in Delightful who have opened this today, are you with me? Like you can't like see it. And there's other things you can see when you do blending, okay? Like you can see silk. You can see, obviously you can see sorry silk, but like there's other things where it's there. It's affected it. And this one, I was almost like, are they gonna believe me? And yeah, it's softer. It's lighter somehow. I guess that's the thing. It's lighter. If I'm like the density, this has like, it's like adding like meringue and fluffing up the heavy dose of, thing you just made. This kind of meringued it. I would say it made it somehow loftier, which makes sense with the structure of this, that it kind of like, it's like folding an egg whites, it floofed it up. And otherwise though, like I can't super see it. So when you draft it and you start to actually spin it, then you can see it. Just in the bat, I can't see it too much. Look at the grip on this thing, guys. Look at this. Look at this. Okay, so there's a little Bison moment right there. See him? That little shadow? There's one of the guys. That's about as chunk as he went inside this. I thought this blended spectacularly. I was like super duper thrilled. Gaspy even. So when I was talking to Nathaniel, he was telling me all of the beauties of the Bison fiber. And for instance, one of them being that when you have Bison in something like this, it's super warm, right? It's way, way warmer than wool. It's 12 times warmer than wool or something like that. And he was telling me that when you have Bison in your clothing, or I imagine this would go down with other types of down fibers. It causes it, I had that in my hair. It causes it to sit just off your skin, ever so slightly off. So it's not like drape hard on your skin, like I imagine would be the opposite of maybe how like a silk would sit on your skin. It's just ever so slightly hovery. And that's what creates these intense pockets of warmth when you have Bison in your stuff, because it's just like the down, that little down, and that strong structure that it has, as it sits there, it kind of just goes boop, and it's sort of like hovering. And that is a part of what's making this so warm and so cozy and light. So you don't get like a heavy thing. I just thought this was spectacular. He was a wealth of information. I really appreciated speaking with him. I love how this day blended out. I love that it's the perfect little match. It's not barber pulley. It's not crazy. So there it is. Home on the range, day one's wool, which is the Cormo from Seven Spirits Farm, with Bison down, 20% Bison down from O Canada Wool Corp. I thought that was just so great. There you go. Okay, what are we doing over here? Good morning. Juliana Anderson says, I have spun 100% Bison from Fall Rivers, and it was amazing and beautiful. I spun bulky and did a 2-ply. Okay, I have this much plus what fell on the floor left from my pound. I'm going to do that. I'm going to try spinning it. Thank you, Juliana. You have inspired me. So glad to see you using Bison in your blends. Oh, sorry if I'm just butting into your conversation of your fiber blends. No, you are not. This is exactly what you're supposed to be doing. This is exactly what this chat is for. There's people up here talking about golden retrievers and people who have blended. This is why we love the live chat. And I also love group think. I'm a big group think person. So whenever everyone starts contributing, like, this is my experience, this is what I did, here's my thoughts, I love it. It just makes us all better. We all learn something and get better because you popped that little thought in there, and golden retrievers are up there, and it's all these things. If you're watching this video fresh, by the way, it takes about 24 hours for YouTube to load this chat I keep referring to, and I'm pointing over here, the live chat. So just don't be dismayed if you can't see it. It'll come up after YouTube processes it. Okay. Do you have any questions about what we just talked about with Delightful, or shall I move on? Because next we're going into day 2's Dreamland. Oh, day 2's Dreamland. Where's day 1's Dreamland? Any questions? Any questions? Delightful is done for the day. The blending. Can't imagine there'd be questions. Holy moly, I talked a really, really long time about that Bison. I talked forever. No one's surprised. No one's surprised. Mm-hmm. There's actually a really good question coming down. Hold on, it's about to arrive. If the Cormo wasn't the right color match, what do you think the specialty fiber would have been? Okay, so with the color of that Cormo, I would have had options. I would have been able to get away. Oh, we're going to talk about this soon. Hold on. There are some fibers that behave almost like a translucent. We're going to talk about this because there's one in Delightful. And I really had to work out. This one's, I almost want to pin that comment, but I do want to answer it a little bit now. But we're going to come back to this on day 6. When it doesn't work, what do? That was really interesting because we had that happen. And I gifted all those samples. Oh, that would have been good to keep. So I could have showed you guys what it looks like when it doesn't go right. But I gave those away. Melissa. Okay, whatever. So if it hadn't been the right color match, I was prepared. Okay, so when I'm setting out Delightful, I am trying to, obviously with the 6 fine wool breeds, they're all different. But within the specialty fibers, I don't really want 2 goats or 2 camels or 2 dogs or 2, little rodents or whatever it is that I'm choosing this year. I'm trying to I want the big land animal, and I want the silk, and I want the camelid, and I want to kind of explore. And I have these little rules I set out in my own brain because I like the variety of it all. I like that we're kind of we're picking from different parts of the animal kingdom and we're putting them all into Delightful. So what my plan, so I had a plan where I was like, okay, I have the perfect camelid for this, but I've got a camelid somewhere else, or I've got I could, I guess, switch this one with this one, and I could this and this and that. Maybe I could just hold on to this Bison for another fleece for another year. There are options. This closet behind me here, that one, the whole side over there is filled with specialty fibers. And I can scour the internet and try and find, that's a little harder to do. It's actually really difficult. If you go onto the internet right now and you try and find a weirdo to stick into your wool, there's really not, they kind of pop up seasonally or sometimes and then you never see them again. So, Juliana, how to order fiber from you. We'll get, hold on. We're coming. So I have options and I could start to kind of play games. I've got things where this is a hard yes, this cannot change ever. So these 3 blends that I've already got together for are untouchable. They're so perfect. We're not touching them. But I have wiggle over here. I could get away with swapping this one and this one, adding in this one, saving this one for next year. So if I hadn't blended the Cormo with the Bison, I actually probably would have changed out the Cormo, not the Bison. Because I do have also 300 raw fleece in the garage. And I have backups for my backups for Delightful, because last year there was a lot of betrayal in Delightful where I had so many of these fleece betray me. And I was super prepared this year where I had options. So if this one wasn't quite right, then this one would go in. And again, we'll talk more about this on day 12 when I talk about the building of the Advents. But, we grab locks from 15 raw fleece. We wash those locks, we lay them out on tissue paper or paper towel with names underneath so we know who everybody is, and we start arranging the color story within the realm of wanting different. So I can't have 2 Cormos, right? But I might wash locks from 2 Cormos. But then it gives me options. This one I have to use. This one I love it, but maybe it doesn't work. And you know what I mean? You start really making all these arrangements. So I guess the very long answer to your question is I got options for my options and I've got backups for my backups. And so if I needed to kind of bring in an understudy, if I needed to bring in, sort of like the second runner up, like maybe this was my first choice for X or Y reasons, but choice number 2 is absolutely just as beautiful. I just maybe didn't love it with this other fleece I had in, or it's a little too similar to, or whatever. It's my favorite part. It's my favorite part of Advent. Just so you all know, what I'm describing right now is my favorite. But that's a super long answer to your question. Juliana, go follow me on Instagram if you're on there, or Facebook. That's where you're going to see all of the updates. I don't know if you're on those things. If not, you can go sign up for my newsletter on mellyknits.com. And that's which I send out sometimes. I always have these great intentions, and then I realize that what I do takes a million bazillion years, and then I don't send the newsletter. Okay, but that's how you could find me. I do monthly shop updates and sneak attacks. There's a sneak attack happening today. Okay, anyway, so not now, not soon. Don't leave. So now let's move on. Oh my gosh, hold on. Shannon, January shop updates should be rejects. I give them to my friends. The blends that they're fine. They're usually super bougie. And I'm just like, you want this? And they're like, sure. And leave. Like that's what usually happens because they're like all about 25 gram blobs or whatever they are when I'm testing things out. So, okay, we're moving. We're going. Dreamland. To Dreamland. Tiny quick recap. Dreamland, based in Canadian wool. You can find out all the details on this from yesterday's live. I've got timestamps if you just want to know about this one. Dreamland is based in Canadian wool and Canadian alpaca, 1 flock from Manitoba, 1 flock of alpaca from Ontario. And we added silk and sari silk. And we went fairy core, and we brought in an awesome anime artist, and who led the way on where we went with the colors. And this is the Advent, unlike Delightful, where we have so much intentional contrast and compare. Ooh, day 1. Ooh, day 2. Different fleeces, fine wools. This one is like, I want to no think, Melly thought, I'm going to open, I'm going to spin, I'm going to ply, I'm going to knit, and then I'm going to have said item. And we're all going to have kind of matchy said items, which I'm really excited about. I'm really excited about it. How do I get to be your... like that. Just like that. So special. Oh, thank you, Serena. You can't say super nice things on that live. I'm a teary little mofo. Don't you all know this by now? I am like a quick to spring into tears person. Okay. So we're talking about, thank you for telling me that. The door crash. Ooh, party at Melly's house. Everyone has my address. I'm surprised. No, don't. I'm rarely wearing pants. Okay, here we go. Dreamland day 2. Dreamland day 2. I grabbed my coffee. I didn't even sip it because I got distracted. It was in my right hand. Here's Dreamland. Oh, bye-bye. Bye-bye inspo mood board. Here's the bag, the beautiful hand-sewn bag with the beautiful fairy and the beautiful bows that my cute little niece made for me. And I'll take day 1 out because we're going to look at them next to each other. So when I tell you guys, I feel like I have to just say it again and again, that this is like a gentle melt to the point where my dear Thursday friend opened hers in the evening when the light was bad and kind of thought the first 6 days or whatever were like the same day. It's gentle, okay? Get your lighting going. Look at it like that. Let's grab day 2. Where are you? Day 2. So cute. Okay, I'm going to put this over here. So, where are we headed? Day 2, here's what's going to be fun about this. Should inform us about day 3, right? Because we're traveling in this one. We're starting in a color. We're ending in a different color. That will still speak to the first, but we're going to go, all right? So this, if you can even discern, should tell us something a little bit about where we're headed. Okay, hold on. Oh, this is a great question. Wait. Sidebar, my 10-year-old is obsessed with the artwork with Dreamland, is asking for digital drawing pad for Christmas. Ah, good. Oh, I need to tell Yo-Yo that. Yo-Yo needs to know that. She would love to hear that. With Dreamland, is it recommended to spend day 1 with day 2? No. Mm-mm. You can. It's your advent. You could literally release your creativity and approach this however you want to. The design is for you to spin each day alone. I would almost even, if you're comfy, like center pull ball these suckers, because like when you're plying, keep your life easy. Chain ply. I'm a disaster with a chain ply, so I don't go there. Split it up, spin 250 gram or 12 and a half gram bobbins. Seems like a lot of work for that. But like you could do however you want to. It is designed so that when you knit it, it melts. If you put day 1 and day 2 together and then you do day 3 and day 4 together, you're going to get more of a stripe when you knit. So if you like that look, then do that. But if you go to knit the pattern that comes with the advent, it won't melt. It's gonna, like, you'll have more of like a color block 1, color block 2, color block 3, but you might like that look. I don't. So I have made it so that if you knit day 1 and then subtly there's day 2, which subtly goes into day 3, subtly goes into day 4. And we spent a lot of time on the color to get it to do that. So, but again, that's its design. That's its intended purpose, but creativity. So if you want to bring in your own little spice to the advent and you're like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to day 1 and day 7 together. Like, you can do that. And I bet you it's going to be stunning. I say go for it. Okay. Or however you want to do it. Lol. That's Thursday friend, everybody. That is my love. And who has a Dreamland. I love you. Okay, hold on. We're going back to Dreamland, day 2. She's called Thursday friend because she comes over every Thursday and we have coffee together. Lately, she's been having hot water, not coffee. So she's healthy. And then we have our coffee. And lately, we haven't even been knitting. We are going to be knitting this week, Mel, I promise, because she's been up here picking wool for the advents. She literally picked wool for all of these advents. Hilarious. Okay. Make a 12 ply with all the colors, right? Just go wild, hog wild. Okay. Day 2. Now, if you just watch day 1, you might be like, Melly, it's the same freaking color. It's not. There's different. Hold on. Wait, show you. Watch it look the same in this light. Better not look the same. They don't look the same. Okay. When I said a gentle melt, guys, I meant a gentle melt. There's day 1 and there's day 2. Can you tell which direction we're going? Can anybody predict day 3 for me? We're very purpley here. And we are what? Here. What the heck? You have to come back tomorrow and see when we open day 3. But so here's our initial melt. Okay, so back to your plying question. You could put those together. It would actually make a really pretty yarn. You'd probably get way more of like, what's that called? Like a marled kind of look. But again, the intention is you're going to knit this guy and then immediately just don't even worry about it. Just pick up this one because we're garter stitch. The pattern that Katie Harrod from Songbird designed is garter stitch. Garter stitch is like the perfect stitch if we're switching colors bluntly. Like I'm talking like we're just switching them. We're not like playing a little game with slip stitches and we're just like bam, bam, we're new color. Garter stitch is the king for that. Stockinette, you'll see that. You'll see a little bit more where it begins. Garter's like, what's happening? I don't know. Everyone's just having a good time. Like we're figuring it out. So this is where we're going, okay? There's day 1 next to day 2. That's the beginning of someone's shawl. Yes, day 2 does look warmer. Yes, it does. And it will increase. We're going to travel we'll be totally away from purple by the time we get to day 3. This will not even be present in day 3, but we're going to melt our way there. The fun I had putting this together, you don't even know. as a self-professed not good at color person, I personally challenged and offended myself this year doing this project. Personally challenged and offended myself doing this project. Okay, so there's nothing more really to show you for Dreamland because we're just going to be. But as we go, I'm going to be showing you this color. I'm going to create a color wall on the screen, and you guys are going to real time watch this thing absolutely move, and then you're going to get a really beautiful idea of what this wearable is going to look like. And I want you to know too, like in this light here, you're seeing it at its most bright, its most brilliant form. If I'm just looking at this like a regular person, see how it's not electrically glowing with silk, but we're electrically glowing with silk, but we're not electrically glowing with silk. So this in the real world is not as you're seeing it here. It would be under direct sunlight, but like generally speaking in your spaces, walking around in the winter, whatever, it's very, but you can see they're different, but barely, because that was the point. That was the whole point. Okay, I'm gonna move on because we are at 9:52 and I told Emily that I would absolutely be quick today, that I would be done this thing in 45 minutes. That's what I told her. So I said, come at 10 to work because I'm going to be done in 45 minutes. It's 9:52 and we're just starting the Great Guts adventure, which is one of the ones we're going to spend more time talking about because it's a breed and it's a blend. My gosh. Oh, the fiber fanatic. It's, dare I say, dreamy? Oh, is it? Okay, here we go. Ready? We're going to go into the Great Guts adventure. Reminder, this is a Guts product. So if you're new here, you don't know me, you've never seen my face before, you've wandered into a random live filled with lovely people this morning, welcome. Guts is what we call our washed wool product that has not been carded. I've just washed it for you. That's it. This is a product that was born of, of my ability to scour so much more wool than I can pick and card. I can scour 1,000 pounds in the year. We're not breaking a sweat. Carding 1,000 pounds in the year is another story though. And so it takes a long time to pick wool by hand. It takes a long time to card wool. So having this ability to be able to still have get wool moving, because wool's always coming in, and to get wool always going out, we had this product, washed wool. And I remember when I threw it out there, we were still over in the old wool room, and I was like, hey guys, this is what I'm thinking of selling. Now we literally have a Guts army. We have people who are here for Guts. They're here for just this. They have their own drum carders or their own combs, or they're doing their own blending or whatever it is they're doing for it. It's hilarious. We have some passionate Guts people. So we have a Guts advent for our Guts army. That's what we have. Okay. This is what the Guts advent looked like. And if you want to see tomorrow, if you want to go back and look at yesterday, you'll be able to see me open it and show all the treasures that were in here. You should, because there's some really beautiful makers in here. And here's day 2. So cute in its little parcel. And what's really fun about this one is directly comparing it to day 1. We already have some information on what kind of a babe is going to be in here, because she's slim. She's like, this is already God's power. This is already, this one's already, like, you can just tell from the bag, we got something else going on. It's not like this day. This is day 1. This is at Corriedale. And just like, she's a curvy one. And then this one. Mm-hmm. Oh, it was one of my faves this year. Oh, okay. Here it is. Let's open up day 2. Opening up day 2. I'll put that right here. Here's what we have. Okay, so here's our little information that comes in the back of the bag. I'm going to put that right there. Ooh. Here's your day 2. This is it. That's what it looks like. We have got Molly, the border Leicester lamb with Tussah Silk. So we have added, we're going to talk about this. How much silk is 5 grams of silk? Like 5 grams of silk looks like so much more than 5 grams of the baby camel that we had yesterday. It was hilarious even weighing it out, like measuring it out. Same weight, but this has like so much more volume. Also, this color of silk is my life. This is my lipstick. Not today. This is yesterday's lipstick. This is like my color. Okay, but let's look at this again. Look at this. Look at this babe. She's shiny. She's glossy. We love her. Super pretty. Border Leicester lamb is this is okay. I have to share some terrible news. I have some absolutely terrible news to share with you all. What you people in guts, okay? Oh, look at this. See? Staple for days, even the tips are soft. Here's what I got to tell you. Unfortunately, what you're experiencing here is just about the best Border Leicester you're ever going to experience. So I was stunned when I saw this because I have worked with a lot of Border Leicester and it's coarse. Border Leicester's kind of coarse. So Border Leicester's North America, we're talking like high 30 microns. Border Leicester's New Zealand, Australia, kind of maybe low 30 microns. So there's different genetic pools that are floating around in different continents. Border Leicester, like kind of UK, like that whole era there, like the British Border Leicesters, which is where this breed originated, are the softest ones. And this is a British Border Leicester. These are our softest Border Leicesters. So I'm maybe like, but still kind of like high 20s, low 30s. They're going to be the softest example you're going to get, but they're not like soft. You know what I'm saying? And if you understand microns at all, these ones would be, the ones from Britain would be the lowest micron ones. This one is a lamb, which means it's going to be lower still, right? Because we got lamb fire. Look at that length though for a lamb. Get the heck out of here right now. So good. Okay. Direct comparisons people often have with Border Leicester. It's a real skipper for some people, right? Because they're like, well, why would I spin this if I could spin BFL? Or if I could spin just a regular old Leicester long wool or something like that. This is going to be your in-between. This is a beautiful breed when you find it real good, like this. It is easier to process than BFL because BFL, Blue Face Leicester, it's daintier. Like, so an individual lock of BFL won't be as wide as this. It won't have this kind of swirl going on, the little curly Q-tip. BFLs are blah, 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 blah. Like I have, this hideous creature. If you're new to me, we don't mess with BFL often because it's a nightmare to pick. Hold on. Wait, hold on. Is this a BFL? It is. This is a beautiful BFL. But let's journey into torture land. Okay, hold on. Watch me now. Ugh. Just pull the bag down and it's like coated in like wool. Okay. Here's a little lesson you didn't think you were getting this morning. So this is a North American BFL. I want that. Oh, that's the lamb. Maybe that one would be a better one to look at because this one's kind of. Hold on. Ooh. Oh man. Cute little Emily, you need to vacuum the wool room again. Up top. It's going crazy. Let's just show you through the bag. Do you see that nonsense? Do you see it? Okay. Like, woo! Corkscrew. Little. There's fleas that live all along the ceiling. And they get coated in the wool dust. And we usually have a huge filter in here going. And we wear masks. Sometimes you pull those fleece down and it just releases like a wool bomb. I just got wool bombed. Oh my gosh, you're so soft and I hate you so much. Okay, let's see. Let's find like a good little, like, see how dainty? It's just like tiny baby, springy friend and wants to make me sit forever picking open a lock. Okay, direct comparison. Mm-hmm. Get that. What are you pulling on? Stop. Okay, I got wool all up in my business now. Let's put you back down. Let's put you back on my lap. Ugh. Ugh. Pardon me. So I'm distracting myself. I want you, but I don't. Okay. Border Leicester lamb. BFL lamb. And this one's even probably one of the fatter locks. Way curlier, tinier, daintier. And you sit here like this for like an age, picking it open. The reward is high because this is butter. It's like super butter soft. But if I can get away without having to pick a BFL, but I can also still have that really beautiful Leicester kind of, sorry, it's going to drive me crazy. If I can still get that same kind of spin that we love in these like light long wools, I'm going for it. So my unfortunate news was why I got really distracted pulling that wool off that shelf. My unfortunate news for you all was when I was saying that you're probably not very often going to come across a pure border Leicester this beautiful. If you fall in love with this today in guts and you're just like, holy smokes, I need to get more of that in my life. You can. It's out there. I haven't seen them this pretty this often, specifically in a border Leicester. BFLs are almost always beautiful, and these ones can just be stronger. Do you know what I mean? Like more kind of wiry sometimes. This is just ridiculous. This is ridiculous. It's so pretty. So this came to me from my wool Yoda. So I have a wool Yoda. Her name is Sherry. She has a real name, but the internet knows her as Wool Yoda, and she is a level 2 fleece judge. She used to be, or is still in some ways, a wool broker and is an instructor, hand spinning instructor. She teaches, she knows all these things about breeds. She's very, very knowledgeable. And this fleece came from her special collection, we'll call it like a private collection of teaching fleeces. So she would use this when she would be teaching about these kinds of wools as the example, because what she's found here is like the best example of the breed. She just loves her a lamb too. She always finds the wools that should be more coarse and she'll find them the finest way possible. So gorgeous stuff. So she got this directly from the UK. Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm still talking about guts.
Amazing.
And I just bombed myself with wool and now it's all stuck to my face. I pulled fleece down from up there. It's really bad. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna shake it off. We're gonna reset this one. Okay, so this comes from her personal teaching collection of fleeces. That's why this is so gorgeous. I don't even know if I could find something like this. I love it. We have absolutely none left. We used it all in the Great Guts Adventure. So you guys have something really, really special going on. Border Leicester was one of the first breeds I ever spun and I loved it. Haven't spun any since though. Border Leicester is lovely. And Border Leicester is really nice to work with when you find it just generally, again, because we're back down to having that wider crimp, less of that corkscrew, easier to pick open. So if you want the vibe, this is a good way to go if you can find it nice and soft, because your BFL will always be softer if we're doing this direct comparison to similar breeds, right? Okay, so that's what we have. And then what we've done is we have put it with this gorgeous color of Tussah Silk. I love Tussah Silk. It blends really well. It's got more of a grip to it than mulberry. Mulberry silk is like real glossy, real slippery. Looks like it's been oiled. Like it has that look to it. Like if I was to hold the two silks next to each other, you can see what I'm feeling as grip. Whereas if I go into that closet back there and I grab you some mulberry silk, it just looks like liquid. Airy silk, very straight. I always find, I don't know how else to describe airy silk other than there's something really straight about it. Like someone took regular silk and ran a flat iron down it. That's the silk that doesn't kill the worm. Airy silk is like a piece silk. I love peduncle silk. And peduncle silk is from the same family as this. from the Tussah family, but peduncle is specifically the little join that the caterpillar makes when he's making his cocoon to attach it to the branch. There's like this little peduncle, they call it, like this little bit there. And that is peduncle silk. So it's even going to be grippier than this, than the tussa that's actually, being spun by the worm. But the same worm is making peduncle that's making this. What else do we got? What else do we got for silk? Oh, the golden maga. Oh, I love. Beautiful. Somewhere between this one and mulberry, I would say. Anyway, oh my gosh. Journey! We're journeying. This specific silk was chosen for 2 reasons. 1, peep that color. Get out of here. It is super gorgeous. Okay. I could, though, have gotten this color in mulberry. Why did I not choose that if we're looking at an already super glossy, shiny, maybe that mulberry that has its natural little like movement to it would have been perfect in this. And yes, it would have, but I also believe it would have been a more difficult or challenging spin. And this one is going to be better overall as the spin, in my personal opinion. We're going to have more fun spinning it than if we absolutely increase the slip factor. Sometimes these long wools, this is the British long wool, they have a tendency to slip. They have a tendency to tangle. They have a tendency to rope if you don't spin them correctly. I'm going to reference woolen spinning one more time. My friend Rachel has a video called The Long Wool Revolution, where she really goes into how to spin a long wool really well and get like the softest, most beautiful drapey experience and never ever make rope. These have a tendency to go that way. Had I chosen, I think the silk, while it's a minimal choice, while it's like a tiny percentage of the choice, it is still affecting your spin, especially when we're doing 20% of it. That's a lot of silk. That's a lot of silk. So to me, I could have been diabolical and gone with a mulberry, a high gloss super slip. And I didn't. I went with a bit more of a silk that has a bit more of a grip. Now, again, we're speaking to silk. All of these suckers are the softest thing you've ever felt. It's silk. How can one silk be like the grippy silk, the coarser silk? It's silk. They're all silky soft. But in these like little minute ways, they are all different. And they behave different in a blend. And in a 20% infusion, you're going to tell. If you spun a 20% infusion of this or of a mulberry in this, you have a different spin on your hands. Am I possibly being really pedantic about this? Yes, I am. Because this is what thrills my brain the most, is that excellent blend. Okay, so here's what these looked like together. Are we all still here with me? We're luring hard this year. We are luring hard. I think I got the wool off my face though. What are we saying here? I have a BL X Texel crosses and it's more of a BL. Oh, you have them like your flock? Border Leicester Texel. I've never spun that. I bet that would be lovely. Okay, here's how it looks. Carded. This is what we got. Isn't that the color perfect? Isn't that color perfect? Like that's how I feel when I look at what this color did in this fleece. Like, look at this. Guys, get the heck out of here. Get out. What? So this is 3 passes on my carder. I just picked as I went. I can still see where there's like shadows of like, I wouldn't call it streaky, but it's not completely uniform. I could have done a 4th pass and it would have been like, you wouldn't be able to tell silk from fleece. I didn't because I love this. This is what I love. That to me is just like, how pretty is that? What on earth? Guys. Okay, so this equaled this. Isn't that cool? I love it. That's what it equaled. This sucker, and what I love about it too, and I don't know if the camera is going to be able to pick it up, it's moving. It's not, it's like you're able to see this wave. You can see, like when I'm just holding it here and the light's coming in from my window, I can see the swirl. I can see that soft movement from the wool. It's like looks like a dream. It is so absolutely gorgeous. Draft wise, look at this. And I can hear it. It's like this beautiful draft. It's not going to slip. It's not going to hurt your feelings. Might hurt your feelings a little to card it. These ones where you're trying to infuse silk into bats, and if you have like a lower TPI, you're probably, you can, you could probably get it this infused. Yeah, you're ready. You're going to do more passes. But like, look at this sucker. And she's just like, look at that. Look at that. All day long. Effortlessly drafting. Effortlessly drafting, but still not going to hurt my feelings. This is, we found it. We did it. Guys, we did it. We got the beautiful, softest, most perfect version of the long wool, and we blended it with just the right silk. And we've got the draft, we've got the move. This is going to make a gorgeous yarn. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. Get the heck out of here. I'm in love with day two. I'm in love with day two. Where'd my silk blob go? It's on the floor. Okay, that's what I did for day two. Picking day two. What are we saying first? Loving the fiber lesson. Okay, good. Good to know. That color, right? That shine, right? Did you envision that we would apply day one and day two together? I did not. So the Great Guts Adventure is its own independent entity. There is actually no plan with this advent or rhyme or reason in regards to the color story or the fleeces that I use. Okay, a little bit to the color story. We'll see more. You'll see what I mean when we get towards the end of the advent, where we're going to, some of the days are definitely speaking to each other. But I would say overall, while it will all go together because we use a lot of natural colors, and like where we did use dyed colors, like what you see today, we were intentional there, that our dyed days speak to each other. Otherwise, it's all natural. So since the dyed days are speaking and the naturals all speak to each other, you will have still a cohesive knit should you choose to knit it. But similar to like True North last year, which is the Guts Advent we did, it's an any all with the color story. But like I wouldn't use the silk I just showed you and then pop in, you know, like a neon green. I wouldn't do that. So like when we did choose our dyed days for this advent, we coordinated our dyed days. So there will be harmony, but because we're going to have something like that bulky day one, Corriedale, with that halo factor of the camel in it. And then today we've gone we're a whole other vibe. Whether if you put them together in a knit, it'll work for sure. Because people did that last year with True North, and I've seen the knits that came out of True North where we had long wools and down wools and fine wools and everything else. But this one, it doesn't have that same sort of, I don't want to say it doesn't have the same design because we, like I just said, we intentionally chose the dyed days. We also intentionally, like when I show you guys my board, I wrote down, you know, like medium brown, light gray, dark gray, pure white, this. And I intentionally made sure I didn't have like 6 white fleece or like, you know, or like, so that when you're resulting yarns, you do have all different colors. So when I described this one, the description was kind of any all with the color story. What you knit with it or how you would like go ahead and apply things, you could make pairings. I have not pre-thought that through for you. Whereas I have with Delightful, right? That one's got its game with the day one, day two is intentionally meant to go together to get 6 50-gram skeins at the end. And Dreamland is meant for every day to be individual and then knit together in a melt at the end. This one doesn't really have like an action plan, but it will harmoniously, like when you lay all your skeins out, it will look beautiful together. But as far as like how you want to apply things, I guess I'm going to spin them all individually and have 12 individual skeins. That's what I did last year with True North as well. And then where it goes from there. Does that help? Does anybody find that helpful? Okay, let's talk about. But yes, the same. I guess the intention after the spin. After you spin your singles, I don't have that same one with this advent as I do with the other 2 advents. Okay, let's see. What are we saying? Carding tonight for sure. Do it. Super fun. Picked it after my workout already. Nice. Yes, I made a cowl last year with True North and I love it. That's right. I've seen your cowl. And actually, Danielle, the pattern you used for your cowl, can you put that in the chat? Because that was perfect to take a bunch of like types of wool, breed types, right? We're mixing things that drape with things that don't drape at all. And we're putting them together in one cohesive knit. It's pretty wild. I actually saw someone else did True North because I had a carded version and they knit it into a sweater. And I had someone come pick up an order the other night and they were wearing a True North. That's still, I have silk in my mouth. A True North, was it a Sophie? Was it a Hidden Gems? It was one of those garter stitch scarves that you can use up all the wool with. And it was so beautiful. Like, and that was the True North. So I've seen people knit them into all kinds of cohesive things. I just haven't pre-thought that one through for you as I have with sort of the other advents. Okay, I want to talk about processing this. And Danielle, let's go. Come on, Danielle. Get the pattern in the chat. Let's do this. Hop to it. Okay. Let's talk about picking this one real quick. So it's long and it's got these like frizzies, these kind of frizzies. For these fleece, I just grabbed from the tip. This is also how you could spin from the lock on this guy. And you almost like draft it out. This is how I pick these. I hold one end, doesn't really matter which end. Some people say it does. I don't care. And then I just pull it like this until she's all cloudy business. And this way I've been able to spot anything that looks like a tangle. If there would be like a little crispy tip, it is a lamb. So sometimes those suckers have little bits of tip on them. This one was, I'd say, predominantly no tip. And there's my cloud. That's what I would feed to my carder. I would feed a cloud just like this. Just this precious poof right here is how I would feed my carder. So here I am. I'm holding the tip this time. And I'm just drafting it out. And pulling away. And then obviously I do this way, way faster. Ooh, I lost it. But here, I was checking to see if that was a second cut. It's not. Just opening it up. Maybe it did go smoother when I held the base and pulled from the tip, whatever. But there it is again, another precious cloud. Now I've got two, this cloudy business. So I would feed about this much to my carder initially. I would kind of spread it nice and thin so that you should be able to see through it. You should be able to read through it. I can still read all your screens. That's how thin your fiber should be when you're feeding it to your carder. If you go like this and you've got a big glob that I can't see through and you feed that to your carder, that's where you're going to be wreaking havoc on your bat. Don't do that. Have it be so thin as you're picking it. Maybe you're picking it while you're watching this. Make sure you can still see me through the fiber. That's how thin you're going to offer it to your carder, okay? Then I would feed about that much, and then I would take this silk here, and I would pull off an end like this, and I would open this wide as my carder tray, and I would just make sure that this as well was nice and thin and as even as you can, but don't worry about it too much because you can do multiple passes. And then I would feed that in behind. I get asked a lot if I pass silk through my liquor onto the big drum. There's your visual, okay. Or do I take my silk and as the big drum is turning, am I painting it onto my drum? I feed through the liquor. And the reason why is because my drums, if I tried to paint on the drum, would rip my arm off. So I don't have the option to paint on my drum. Some of you do. And that you might find that easier to disperse your silk into your bat than you would feeding it through your liquor. Because some people have the issue where their silk really catches on the liquor. Make sure you never hold it back. Don't ever hold anything in your tray as you're feeding it through. Let it all flow freely. When you hold things in the tray is when it wraps around your liquor more. So don't do that. That's a no-no. But like even still, you might have it free flowing and you're still getting silk, kind of losing silk to your liquor, which feels like a loss because you don't need very much silk to color your bat. And now, oh no, my bat's not gonna have all the silk in it. So you might have a better experience with just a light hand and just letting this gently, like I'm talking like, oh, this isn't gonna be a good angle for it. But like if you were to just gently be brushing it, like already this is catching, this just caught that silk. You don't have to go like this and really touch it down. It would be like this gentle brushing as your drum is going. And then you could get it and paint it onto your drum and then feed some more wool and then paint it onto your drum, feed some more wool. And then you won't feel like you've lost silk to your liquor. Because that is the number one thing I get asked I get asked this question all the time, because people have this struggle with their fibers. I cannot do that on these drums. But on my very first carder I ever had, it was a manual 128 TPI, Strauss, double wide, great, good capacity. Love this carder. And I painted all the time. I would feed wool, through the liquor, and I'm doing this. And then I would come over here and I'd be adding, and it is a really nice way to blend. So if you're having issues with your silk sticking, you can try painting, especially if you have a manual carder, go for it. And then just make little baby layers from your very, very first moment. So I'm talking like this much silk. It's like 6 locks worth of silk, right? 4 to 6 locks. And then just this little bitty bit of silk. And get that on. And then do another little bundle of wool and another little bundle of silk and kind of ration it evenly as you can. And then when you pull that bat off, it's going to be all streaky. It's all going to be there, but it's going to be all streaky. And have no fear. You're going to draft it out and thin everything out again and make sure you can see through it and go back through your liquor. And do that as many times as you need to. If you are carding properly, meaning you're carding clean wool, so it doesn't have lanolin in it, and you are going at the appropriate speed for your fiber, and your fiber's been prepped well and picked open well, and you're not feeding too much at a time, you could infinitely card that fiber over and over and over and over and over again. The carding action itself, like brushing your hair, isn't doing anything terrible to the wool. It's just organizing it. If I had ratty, swam in a lake all day hair, and it's wet, and I grab a brush from here and I go to rank it down, I'm going to tear all my hairs, and I'm going to have little flyaways. That would be a nightmare. I start slow at the bottom and I brush my way up to get the tangles out. This is essentially what we're doing with carding when we feed the cloud the first time, nice and slow, feed it nice and thin, give the carder the ability to do the job it was meant to do, because you as the user are using your tool correctly. When we have issues carding, especially wools like this can be challenging for people, is when we go too fast, we feed too much, the wool's not clean. That's a real big one. Or, those kinds of things. We overwhelm the carder and then you stick it through the liquor, this glob of wool, and it does the hair rip thing. And then everyone's like, oh no, I carded it too much and I created problems. No, you probably just carded it wrong and you created problems. So there is like some real basics, do's and don'ts for the carding. And I would say for this one, because this is going to be one where, believe me, there's other things coming up in the Great Guts Adventure that will challenge you in a fun way, okay? But this blending silk is something that a lot of people are like, it's so streaky and I can't this, and I'm worried I'm going to overcard it when I'm trying to do all those multiple passes to get it as infused as yours are, Melly. Well, first of all, I have 190 teeth per inch, and I have carders this one has 4 drums. These ones have 3 drums. So these carders are meant to blend. They're meant for that. You might have the most charming 72 TPI workhorse, awesome tool of a carder that maybe will never get you that full infusion, but it's still going to get you a beautiful prep, and you might just lean into those streaks a little bit more and love them for what they are. Or do like 7 passes the right way. If you really want it infused, just with the drafting, spread it out, feed it back through thin as you can read through it. Draft it, spread it out, feed it back through. Take it off your drum. One more time. You keep doing it. You can get there. It would just be a lot more passes, which won't hurt the wool if you're doing it right. Where did that come from? That was a whole day. Okay, that's how you card this day. The end. We did it. Okay, so what is going on here? Did she share the pattern? Gotta find it. Be right back. Yes. This one was super easy to comb if you have them. This would be an excellent fleece to comb. From what I've heard, I don't comb. Duchess, kind of fairgrounds cowl. Okay, she's got the cowl. I'm going to say it here. I'm going to show it. Look what I can do. I can choose to show comments. Oh my gosh, my world just expanded. Dutchess County Fairgrounds Cowl by Alexandra Travel. 2 of Wands is a crochet pattern. Wow, guys. Yes. The technology is strong with this one. Yeah, I'm wearing a microphone. Yeah. I know my way around online. Okay, I've got like blobs of everything on the floor. I got tags. I got Kiviot. Emily's got to get in here to get carding what will be sneak attacked in a little while because we've got some leftovers of shenanigans. You heard it here first. There's only 43 of you on here right now watching this live. You guys have the first intel. Mind you, most of you probably also have Advents, so maybe you need to not be shopping. I don't know. You do you. Okay. Oh, I'm going to take that off because look, I can hide it. Okay, I feel so fancy when I can do... Who else should I show? Oh. I find painting is really good if you have a coarser carder for that first pass for all those fancy mix-ins. True. It is true. And here, it's been affirmed by another commenter of comments which I can show because I have this fancy program and all of you are so smart. Okay, there we go. I need to stop. We have covered everything in detail, I believe, unless anyone has any more questions. And then otherwise, I don't have anything else to say. Not shop. Ha ha ha. Yes, not shop. Not shop. Damn, Mel, you so fancy. Yeah. I am fancy with my tech now. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's going to be really natural with it, with my light. You guys want to see, just for funsies before I go, look how awful this, wait. I guess that's not the worst, right? Like I still, oh, is that even, that's not better, is it? Is that better? Do I look more normal? These look worse. That's not looking so great outside of the light. So I bought this sucker. Oh, wow. Like, look at my face. I have features. And look at this wool. It glistens and shines. Yeah. Big tech energy. What can I say? She's a learning robot. Born in the 80s. Can keep up with that tech. That's right. Around what time do you hit refresh every 2 seconds? You hit refresh every 2 seconds. It'll be before 4 o'clock my time. Probably after lunch. Somewhere in there. And there's going to be an okay amount. And then nothing until there'll be some sommelier leftovers around the 15th. And then we'll have a sneak attack shop update, which I will tell you right now will be before the 19th when I go on holidays. Because I'm going for 2 weeks of holidays. And holidays meaning I'm not going to come into this room. We're still dashing through the snow and all that kind of stuff that I have planned. But anyway, look at this. Look at you. Look at you. Look at you all. I love you. Okay. I'm going. What a day. What a live. Kisses to all of you. I'll be back here tomorrow at 9 a.m. I want you to know there's going to eventually come that episode where I just can't. We're coming in the house coat. I quit. I got up this morning and I'm like, oh, I'm going to do my hair. I'm going to put my makeup on. Look at, a little eyeliner on today. I'm going to like do all these things because, it's YouTube. And then I just know I'm going to wake up that one morning. I was be like, no. And we're coming in. We're coming in like we did. What was that last year? The How Nui episode. I came in my house coat, which was bizarre because that was the one where I talked about how to process How Nui. And like what you needed to do to process that. And that happened to be the most shared day because everyone is processing How Nui by hand and wants to know how to do it. And I thought that's the day that I came in my house coat. Like we had a house coat in that first day too. Remember the 2023 lore where I said the bad word and I had to edit myself out of the middle. And then I had to come in and explain what happened. And I was like ponytail bangs in my house coat, and then I had to leave again and go back to the video. It's weirdly becoming a tradition. What a weird tradition. Okay, kisses to you all. I will see you tomorrow, 9 a.m. for day 3. Thank you for being here live and making this experience so much better and easier for me. When you guys are here, this is a way better thing for me to do. 100%. It's like easy peasy lemon squeezes. If I was here alone, I would hate my life. So I really appreciate you guys being here. Kisses. I'll see you tomorrow. And okay, goodbye.